Hey there, how are you doing? I hope wherever you are in this world that you are having a glorious day. Here I am in Houston, the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. I know it's going to get hot because after all, we are at the end of July, moving into August. August is known as the hotter than hell month here in Houston. My name is Alonda Carter, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, you know, something you should listen to, but I'm pretty sure you're probably not. So let me back up a little bit. Let me start with the story. I love stories, don't you? Oh, by the way, if you're not a Houston person, River Oaks, this is one of the few like old-timey kind of theaters here. I love this theater, and I actually got this at Comic Palooza, which was a couple of months ago, and have had all kinds of compliments on it because it's showing Rocky Horror. And they do Rocky Horror, I think, the first Saturday of the month at the River Oaks Theater. Super cool theater. Anywho, it doesn't mean anything to you unless you're from Houston or, you know, you've been to Houston and been there, but it's a cool place. Check it out. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Okay, so over the course of my lifetime, one of the things that I have done on and off and on, is express myself in some way, whether that is through art, as in like what I'm doing right now. I'm in the middle of painting this rock. This is going to be for my mother-in-law because my father-in-law is in the hospital. He's been in the hospital pretty much all year except for 2 weeks. So I'm making this for her. So that's one form of art that, you know, I have. Something else is writing. I started writing poetry when I was 12 years old. And I still have those poems. I don't have a lot from, you know, like way back when, but I have the poems that I wrote. Another thing that I have done was journal. And what I would do would just kind of like pour out my heart and soul. Something else that I used to do, I remember as a teenager, I would usually when I was upset, I would put on the best of bread and cry, just get out all the feelings, and I'd look out my window and I'd draw this lamppost over and over and over and over again, the same thing. I don't know why, it just, I think it was like cathartic or something. So anywho, I've done a lot of that over the course of my lifetime in terms of being creative. But the way that I was doing it, I really wasn't doing it with intent. I was doing it, you know, looking for a way just to release, to find an answer, but not thinking about how can I use this to my benefit, if that makes any kind of sense. And I've started and stopped many, many things in my life. Something that I have started and completed are all the degrees that I've acquired. I am a knowledge junkie, and, you know, each time I went after a degree, I think it was that I was looking to fill this void in me because as a kid, I had horrible grades. And the one thing I always wanted as a child was when I was in chapel, I went to a private school most of my life. And we would have a special chapel we had chapel every single day. It was an Episcopalian school. And I wanted to stand up and be on the honor roll. And I never was. I mean, I'm talking, I got D's and F's like all the live long day. So when I eventually did get into university where I was studying, you know, like college level stuff, I really thought I was a blooming idiot. I thought I was just stupid. I didn't know because my stepfather really kind of did some things, some numbers on me about like, made me feel that I didn't have it. And so, you know, I was fighting against what my environment was, and so didn't really know how to get out of that. So when I was at the University of St. Thomas, that's when I first discovered, it's like, aha, I do have a brain. And I got like, you know, academic honors, like, you know, every single semester. And I worked really, really, really hard for all of my degrees. I mean, it's not like this stuff just comes like I read it once and boom, it comes easily. I've put a lot of work into it, but I was willing to put in the work. So what is this thing that I'm talking about? Like, you know, listening. What are you listening to? Because, you know, we tell ourselves stories. I told myself stories about, not being good enough, not being smart enough, not enough for many, many, many years. And all of that was false. It's not true. And you may be telling yourself, and I'm pretty sure you are, some sort of story about you not being worthy for whatever it is. So the one thing I did not do when I was doing all of these things with some of that journaling and stuff is I never thought to be reflective and to really look at, is there truth into what my thoughts are? Because I just took it as it's just ultimately it's true, just because I thought okay, it's just true, but it's not true. So that's the thing that I did not do. And now I've been in this entrepreneurial space. I'm still, honestly, I'm a baby entrepreneur. 2 years, not a long ass time, okay? 2 years. So I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm willing to do that. And the thing that I notice a lot of times are people who just like get into this space and they're expecting like instant results because they see these other people rise up and they're like living this life that they want. And they're chasing it, in my opinion, in all the wrong ways because they're like looking for systems. They're looking for this special thing that's going to like catapult them to where they want to be. Maybe that has been you at some point or is right now with whatever it is that you desire in your life. Maybe you're thinking that you will just arrive, that, you want it, so it's just going to happen. Well, I'm here to tell you that those overnight successes, they go through their own trials and tribulations. That's just really how it is, It truthfully is how it is. But along the way, if you're willing to have some stick-to-itness and keep going, even though no one is liking and commenting, no one's sharing your stuff, no one's buying what you have to offer, no one's doing anything. But what they are doing is watching, even if you don't know it. And even if social media, and I'm speaking of Facebook basically, because roughly people in general have 300 friends, and maybe 10% of those friends will see your stuff. And I'm talking through your profile. Your business page is a whole nother thing. Unless people are interacting on a business page within the first 30 days, they're not going to see your shit. Period. Unless they go and search out for it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm coming live on my business page, which I will then tag myself and put it on my profile. It's a double type thing. And then what I will do is download this and upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to hit 3 places with 1 piece of content. Boom. So, one of the things that I have noticed for myself that I have been holding myself back with is my age. I am 54, and the women that inspire me, that like really make me go, wow, I want to be like that, they're a lot younger than I am. And so I keep on going, is it possible for me to do it? Well, why the hell not? And then I remembered Louise Hay. You may or may not be familiar with her. She wrote the book, and I've read it, You Can Heal Your Life. I love to listen to her audio things on YouTube because I find it inspiring, I find it healing, I find it cleansing, and I recommend it to, anybody who will listen to me. I'm recommending it to you right now. She did not step into what she needed to do in her life until she was in her 50s. So what? I'm 54. Big deal. That's just a number. Doesn't mean anything. I'm still wrapping my head around this. So I'm saying this as more as like to kind of, convince myself that age doesn't matter, because there's a part of me that's still going, yeah, it does. But the truth is it doesn't. There's plenty of people who have gone on to do amazing things, in their 50s. So why not me? Why not you? I don't know how old you are, but whatever age you are, you can still, go after that thing. So I have to realize that ultimately that's not true. And that's what I want you to do with any kind of story that you're telling yourself that's any kind of negative self-talk. Really look at that, and is it ultimately true? I mean, really dig down. Think about, people who inspire you. If they're doing things, why not you? Maybe you think, oh, there's no way I'll ever be able to make X number of dollars. Well, why not? Aren't there people that are already making that amount of money? And if there are, then ultimately the story that you're telling to yourself is false, because it is possible. You, pumpkin, just maybe need to, get down in the trenches and do the work. And that's the thing, bringing it back to entrepreneurs. What they tend to not do is listen to themselves, listen to their gut, because they're running around looking for the system, the thing that is going to take them to that next level of where they want to go. But here's the thing. That thing they're looking for they're like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. They already have it inside of them. There's no place like home. You are the home. You have it. It's within you. It's just a matter of accessing it. And what is the best way to access it? Well, it is journaling. Honestly, it is. I mean, this is something that's coming up into my life a number of times. This journal is nearly full. I had something happen on Friday and I went live and I talked about it. This is the journal I was supposed to receive on Friday and didn't, from Amazon Prime. And it arrived today. But meanwhile, I went and got this badass journal at Texas Art Supply. And notice, look, very similar in colors. Is that a coincidence? I think not. There's something about this color. I love this one. I love the pink in it. Love it. But I like this because it's soft and flexible. So now I have another journal to go to once this guy is full. Okay? So this is what you can do, is go inside yourself. Now I'm checking out my blog because I had some things that I wrote down earlier. I didn't go live earlier because my husband was still asleep. We had to go take my car, little Betsy, into the shop because she's not starting like the way that she should. And she's not that old and she doesn't have that many miles. So not so sure what's going on with her. But I'm very confident that it's going to be resolved. It's not going to cost a lot of money. It's, going to work out absolutely perfectly and everything is fine because everything already works out for me. It just does. Everything works out for me. Okay, so imagine if you're someone with a business and you are looking to create content and you're like, holy crap, how do I do this in a way that I don't feel like I'm chasing my tail? Now, something that I used to do is I was looking all over the place for content of how can I inspire people. And I could look at Pinterest. I'd have Google Alerts going. I have something that I use that curates content. I have this other thing I think called Pocket where I can, put articles on. All of this stuff, which, it's great to be inspired by others. But the thing is, I wasn't fully being myself and speaking my truth because I was leveraging other people's stuff. So what I'm doing now, and imagine for a minute that in the in the morning, first thing, you write in your journal. So you've done that. That journal post then becomes a blog post. That blog post then becomes something that you leverage to do posts on your socials. Those posts from socials, then you leverage that to do a Facebook Live. That Facebook Live you then download and upload to YouTube. Look at all of the things that you have covered just simply because you got your butt up and you went and you wrote first thing in the morning in your journal. You can hit so many different things if you just I am getting up earlier so I can do this, okay? So I'm not telling you to do anything that I'm not willing to do. But it's really when this came to me, it was like a total revelation because it's like, I had never thought of this. I was so busy running around, looking at the systems, looking at, okay, I've got to grow my list. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Yeah, all of those other things are needed at some point in time in your journey as an entrepreneur. But when you're a baby entrepreneur, like I am, The thing that you really need to do is focus on getting your content out there, your content from your heart and soul, something that resonates with you. And that way you're telling your story, you're telling your truth, and you're doing it unfiltered, being you to the nth degree. Does that make sense? The rest will come. The clients will come. The money will come. Getting noticed will come. All of those things will come if you stay the course and keep going and just become that content machine by being clear in the morning, setting out with intention, and just kind of letting it go. Make sense? I hope you found this useful. I hope you have a fabulous, glorious day. I'm going to go and work on the rock. You notice this rock is like heart-shaped, and because it's heart-shaped, that's inspiring me to create something for my mother-in-law that is, a heart. And then I think I'm going to write love in the center of it. I think she'll appreciate that. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Hugs, love, and light. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.